What's up, guys? Got you on the morning march up to my job, building a fence. But that's not what the video is about. It's just a little update. So, the Escort, it's been running all right, but I've noticed that the gas mileage has not been good. Now, I would blame the car because I rebuilt the engine and we didn't do the most complete rebuild if you've watched that series. But I don't think it's the car's fault because my dad's Escort, which we've never touched, it's only got 90,000 miles on it. It's in pretty good shape, and it too is only getting about, it's lucky if it's getting 20 miles to the gallon. So something's up with the fuel. I've even noticed peen, you know, knock and ping or peening, whatever, pre-ignition. I've noticed that sound in certain gears, so I think that they're selling us complete garbage gas. I really do. I apologize for my rough appearance, but it is morning and I am working construction. I'm not a beauty parlor, you know, hairstylist. So, as it is obvious by my mop of a hairdo. So, other updates to the car. She's gonna need tie rods soon, ball joints, bushings, all kinds of stuff on this suspension because it is rough. I can't even go down the freeway. When I go down the freeway about 75, this steering wheel's just, it's scary. And if I steer into the right side, because the car kind of pulls a little bit to the left, if I steer against that, I get even more vibration. I was checking it out in the driveway the other day with my car jack, which God, I need to get another jack. Using this thing's jack sucks, but at least it moves. It's just, you know, very slow. Anyway, she's gonna need suspension work, I can tell, and tires, and I don't even know about my rims. It's a lot of different little things the car's gonna need, but right now I also have to pay our bills, so hold this fort down. Coming up to the Old Town Race Circuit. Here we go. You'll probably hear some knock and clunk as I go over the speed bumps here. Not too bad this morning. She's definitely rough, though. It's behaving this morning, but I've had other times going around this that have sounded pretty atrocious, so pretty concerning. You know, I mean, it is important that the car goes where it's supposed to and that both wheels are on the same ticket, you know, same page with one another. Gentlemen, rev your engines. Oh, oh God, that didn't sound good. This car used to be so complete. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. So many adventures, so many beatings. I will say this, if you're thinking about getting a Ford Escort and it's a decent one, like in decent condition, they're a good car. This one's been through hell. I mean, it's skated over a log at 60 miles an hour. It hit it hard enough to blow both airbags, bend the frame back, and all I did was bottle jack the frame back in place. We are, I think, somewhere in the ballpark of 22,000 miles since that incident. I have done no suspension work to the car. I mean, it's rough. It's scary going down the freeway, but she's handling it. Hey, how about that? Oh yeah, square body, rattle can, primer. All right, so I got one other thing I wanted to talk about this morning, and it's not really all that interesting, but a little bit of a footnote for me. So the workout machine that basically made me who I am today in terms of physical fitness, you know, working out every other day, making sure to stay on that routine. I've been on the same, you know, not same routine, but same workout schedule since I was in 8th grade, 9th grade. Somewhere around there is where we got the workout machine. I was working out before then, but it was just free weight, dumbbells. Anyway, that machine, it's rough. I've done a lot of repairs to it over the years because it's made of the highest quality China steel. Like the highest quality. 2009, super good quality, John Weider, the best. We've had a lot of repairs. I've had cables break, I've had welds break, and we've re-welded it, and then it's found new ways to kill itself. And I guess what I'm saying is we're getting an upgrade. I just wanted to make a video about it because, well, it is kind of notable to me. It may be a sorry piece of crap, and there are things missing, busted, snapped, broken, deleted, but I cobbled it back together over and over again, kind of like how I cobbled this car back together. And it's time, you know, with a new direction in life happening, with the possibility of the farm being sold off. I think it's a good time to let the machine go. Windshield wipers slapping out a tempo, keeping perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. Gotta keep rolling. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. You know something I just absolutely cannot understand? I have friends that don't even want to try to learn manual because of things like hills. And one of their favorite excuses is, well, I live in Seattle, so, you know, because Seattle has a lot of hills. They treat it like a hill start, such as this one, is such a big deal. And it's like, I didn't even roll back, you know? When you truly know how to drive one, and this goes for the friends that do know how to drive one and they kind of brag about it, but at the same time they still say things like, oh, I don't want to learn how to drive because of Seattle. You know, I live in Seattle. And it's like, okay, well, if you truly know how to drive a manual, hills are not a complaint. Like, they simply aren't. I know plenty of people that have successfully driven a manual, so they think of it like, I made the grade, it's a checklist, I did it, right? I can drive stick because I did it that one time. Of course, they always talk about their hill start, and they're always like, oh yeah, I got it, you know, I didn't kill it on the hill, it's amazing, but I wouldn't want to have to deal with that all the time. Well, it's just like riding a bike, actually, you know. You fall over a few times, you wouldn't want to do it anymore, but that doesn't stop you from riding a bike, unless you're a coward. Most of us have fallen off a bike and skinned our knee. Still got back on the bike. And driving a stick is a lot of fun, especially when you use the transmission to slow the car down. That's my most favorite part, is going through corners, you know, downshifting and avoiding using the brakes. Some boomers say you're not really supposed to downshift because it puts unnecessary wear on that side of the gear teeth. And it's like, yeah, well, I've been doing that for a long time in this car, and I have not yet changed anything in this transmission. In fact, this car is still on its original clutch, which is kind of surprising. Taught a lot of people how to drive in this thing, so I can kind of hear the slightest tone of pre-ignition. I don't know if you guys can hear it. She's pre-igniting. This gas grade is garbage. Well guys, here it is. My Weider 3100, I believe. I don't know, we had to take the shields off long ago because of a different failure. Basically, this machine's history is fixing failures. See, when you buy a Chinese workout machine from the 2000s, you want to buy it brand new, because if you don't, it will be broken. And when you buy it brand new, you also got to buy a welder, because things break. This was the first thing to break on this machine, if I remember right. You can see we did a pretty decent repair. And then at some point that broke. So we did the same. A piece of pipe, welded around it, did a pretty decent repair. And then the bolts snapped that held it in place. So I went and got better bolts, you know, a little bit better steel bolts. And then, well, this happened. Disturbing. So, I don't know if you can tell, but maybe you can by the way that it is there, that that's not supposed to be that way. That's definitely wrong. So that failed. This station failed. There used to be an arm push bar, kind of like a bench and a leg press. All of that failed. The cables failed. The pulleys failed. I've had many things go wrong on this. Many repairs made. Honestly, this little piece of hardware right here, this cable holder, I'm going to suggest to my dad that we reclaim that. There's nothing wrong with it, and it has literally more value than the rest of the machine. That's literally the most valuable piece of the machine, is the repair. So I think we should take those eye loops, because, yeah. I've had this machine since I was in high school, and it has been through a ton of crap in its time. Well, basically it's been through me. I've outlasted the machine. This used to be a really nice pull-up bar station. The last thing that killed it, the very last thing that killed it, I don't know if you can tell, but right now it's set up for multi-level left arm, right arm adjustment. It's made of the thinnest, crappiest steel possible from China, which is why it's going back to China. You know, it's been a real good ride, 15 years or so, but she's going because China. We got us some new weights coming in. And this is the other reason that we're taking this thing out. This was a dump special, so it was thrown away in the first place. It was a decent bench, but not really. As you can see, things have broken. And I lift on that. Nice and safe, huh? So basically, I'm just being kind of a dork here and making a little history note, because it's time for things to change, and you know, I have a hard time letting stuff go. I'm kind of sentimental with stuff, so I can admit it at least. But this will probably be my last workout on it today, and I gotta go to work right now. We're working on a empire of somebody else's. So when I get back from work today, I will do my last workout on this, and then she'll be probably sent off to the scrapyard. This steel is so crappy I wouldn't even trust it for a go-kart frame, and believe me, I've had those thoughts. I wouldn't be saying it out loud just now if I didn't.
Work was simple for the day. A fenced-in dog yard and gates for one of our repeat clients. As the day progressed, the weather really shifted.
And we're back. And the day has really taken a change in the weather. As time has gone on, things have broke left and right, and I've had to sub in more and more workouts in different ways. To be honest with you, this is pretty much the actual only working station. 2/3 of this machine is useless. It's really just the lat pull down, and heck, even these don't work anymore. Stuck doing those on that right there, more of a manual. One full stack, for meme's sake, for old time's sake. Here we go. That is heavy. That's it, old friend. Thank you for your service. End of the line. Might keep the bar though. Not like it takes up that much space. Nice little reminder. Obviously the binder's no good, but just another example of things that break on this damn thing. One of my favorite memories on this piece of junk. My buddy Frosty sitting on that thing thinking it was a seat. Doing this station totally wrong. That would be his damage. You know, come to think of it, there's a lot of damage I have in my life from Frosty. He broke my locks on my car. Scratched my paint, hard to see, by leaning his rifles against my car. He dropped the target on my car. Damn that kid. He dropped the tree on my car. No, that one happened while the car was peacefully sitting over here. That was that guy right there. Well, she's all torn down. From China it came, from China it will end back up, I suppose. Had it a long time.
Yeah, you got use out of it, that's for sure.
Yep. From one house to over there to right here to there. Lots of breaks, lots of fixes, lots of reps. Just got old, but
I'm probably going to have it scrapped out by the time you come back.
that's why I wanted to, you know. And here's what replaces it.
Cleaner, nicer, and more quality actually. Give you more pleasant views when things.
Yeah, sadly. I was going to do two little quick things here before I go, but just wanted to lift that bar once and do some pull-ups, and then I'm heading out.
Like
But
I said, this is good for incline presses and
Yeah.
bench press.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Closing that chapter in my life. And my apologies to the audience if the last couple videos have been kind of boring. I know they seem sort of pointless. It's just kind of my, I guess my therapy, if you will. Making a journal, a video log, a vlog. It just helps me to close doors on chapters that I should have closed long ago. See, I have a real hard time letting things go. And if this car isn't enough of an example of that, I don't know what is. You know, I've cobbled this thing back together, you know, twice now. Most people would have threw this thing away first time, but, you know, my comments section will tell you that it wasn't worth saving. I think it was. It didn't cost that much, but that's besides my point. The workout machine, just a cheap Chinese piece of crap machine, but I've had it for a long time, really long time. You know, I moved that thing from one house to that property, and then on that property it had a separate move from one spot to another. That was a lot of work, you know, and all the repairs, all the things that have broken over the years. So I guess I do have a hard time letting things go, but this is my best way on how to, is just to make a note of it before I send it off. I know it's just an inanimate object, and I also know that many people are like, well, why are you making history of yourself about pointless stuff, you know? Well, the thing about history is everybody has a story to tell, and everyone has a right to tell it. And not everybody gets to tell their story, and the ones that do, usually they're famous celebrities or historical figures, and, well, we all can't be that, you know? Besides the fact that if you aren't your own best advocate, no one else is going to advocate for you, most likely, unless they just absolutely fall in love with some talent you have or something. I've never been fortunate in that case. I've been complimented for talents I have, singing and such, but I've never actually been followed by a camera crew or anything like that. You shouldn't have to be a celebrity just to be recognized. I think we all have a right to tell our story. And like I said before, this is me closing another chapter in mine. Thanks for watching. Hope I didn't bore you too much.